All right, you guys, next problem in this case, problem B, I have a negative 3x plus a 3 is equal to a negative 7 minus a 1, right? So in this case, guys, first things first, I'm going to go ahead and actually split my equation into, because once again, we have a left and we have a right side in this case. Other things I want to go ahead and identify in this case, guys, are like terms. And in this case, guys, we actually have like terms of a negative 3x and a negative 7x, right? Notice in this case, guys, they're not on the same side. They're on opposite sides, so we have to make sure we put them on the same side. Other like terms in this case, guys, are the 3 and the negative 1. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the variables in this case, guys. I preferably like to have my variables on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and move the negative 7 to the left-hand side. In order for us to do that, I need to first add 7x to both sides. I'm going to go ahead and add 7x to both sides. Really doesn't matter which one I start off with, but I'll go ahead and actually just start off with variables first, and I'll go ahead and move them to the left side. I know that negative 7x plus a 7x is going to give us a 0. And if I combine these two, that's actually going to give me a positive 4x plus 3 is equal to a negative 1. So our first step in this case was to add 7x to both sides. Next step in this case, once again, we no longer have like terms in terms of the variables, but we still have like terms with the numbers here, the 3 and the negative 1. So I need to make sure that they're on the same side and they have to be on the opposite side of the variable. So I'm going to go ahead and actually subtract 3 to both sides. Subtract 3 to both sides. I know that the 3 minus 3 is going to give me a 0, so I'm left with the 4x on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side I have a negative 4. All right, so our second step in this case was to subtract 3 to both sides. Final step is, because we want to go ahead and leave the x alone in this case, we want to go ahead and leave the x alone, I need to get rid of that 4. And the inverse of the 4, or what's happening between the 4 and the x in this case, guys, is multiplication. Inverse of that is division. So we're going to go ahead and divide by 4 on both sides. That's going to give me x is equal to a negative 1. So our final step in this case was to divide by 4 on both sides.